Hi, and welcome back to Cooking with Jen. Once again, I'm Jen, and today we are going to be making some homemade chicken noodle soup, which I love in the wintertime.
Quick little intermission. I just want to let you guys know that you should definitely subscribe. We really want 1,000 subscribers by the end of this month. If you like baking or cooking, you better subscribe, and you should like this video.
For this soup, we are going to use one whole chicken, which I have roasted and marinated overnight with some lemon, fresh dill, and some chicken stock. We are also going to be using one whole onion, 4 carrots, celery, and our chicken broth. Next, I'm going to add all my ingredients in my stock pot. I'm going to my chicken broth, I am going to add my peeled carrots, my cut celery, and one whole onion, uncut for flavoring. We are going to cook our chicken soup on a low heat. When I put my onion in, I am just going to cut the ends off and peel off the skin and drop it straight into my chicken stock.
Chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side. Chicken noodle soup.
While I'm doing this, let me introduce to you again my special guest for the day is my daughter Shelby, who will be cooking with me.
Hi.
The carrots I am going to be using for this chicken soup are organic carrots. They have a little sweeter flavor than your average carrot. That's why I like to use them. Once they are peeled, we are going to cut them . I like to add the carrots first because they take a little bit longer to cook. Next, we will be chopping our celery. Once it is cleaned, we are just going to do a rough chop with it like we did our carrots. After our celery is added, we are going to take our chicken and debone it. I like to do chicken on the bone because it does add more of a flavor, a better flavor than regular chicken breast. If you don't have a whole chicken to use, you can also get a bone broth, which adds flavor as well. Our chicken was already roasted and I let it cool so that it's easier to take off. We are just going to add our chicken into our soup. Once you have deboned your whole chicken, I like to add a little bit more seasoning. I'm going to be adding some fresh dill, some celery seed, and a little bit of chicken bouillon. I don't usually do measurements, I just add till it has a nice pretty coating of seasoning.
I just wanted you to watch me dissolve slowly in a pool of love.
Since I added lemon to my chicken when I roasted it, I'm going to take the rest of my lemon and take some nice fresh squeezed lemon into my broth. Gives the chicken a nice flavor as well as the soup. And we will be cooking this over a low heat until our vegetables are softened. Once our veggies are nice and soft, we are going to cook our noodles. Next, we are going to do our noodles for our chicken noodle soup. We are going to take 3 quarts of water and bring to a boil, adding a pinch of salt to our water. Once we have our water boiling, we're going to add our noodles. I am using a fine egg noodle today. It's a very skinny noodle. Now we are going to cook these noodles 3 to 5 minutes, stirring occasionally. One of my tips for making chicken noodle soup is cooking my noodles separately and then adding them as I eat my soup. This way, the noodles do not suck up all the broth. A tip for making noodles and pasta when they're on a boil, if you put a wooden spoon over the top of the pot while it's boiling. It will not boil over. Now that our noodles are done, we are going to strain them. We're going to add them back to our hot pot to get any of the excess water out of them. Once our burner is off, you can also put it back on the burner. It will get any excess water out of our noodles. Now it is time for us to plate up our soup. In our bowl, we are going to take our chicken broth with our veggies.
Chicken noodle soup, chicken noodle soup, chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side.
Our fresh chicken added into it, and add some of our wonderful noodles. I like to add a little fresh grated Parmesan cheese to my chicken noodle soup. Adds a little extra flavor. And your extra noodles you can keep in the refrigerator covered and add to your soup as you eat it daily. If you want to refresh those noodles, you just add a little bit of water to help not keep them dried out. Now, my special guest is going to try the soup and she's going to tell you what she thinks.
Let's try this.
Get a good bite.
10 out of 10. I want to eat it again.
Join us next time. We're going to be making my famous homemade chocolate chip and Heath bar cookies, where we will have 2 special guests. Once again, this is Cooking with Jen. I'm Jen. Be kind and subscribe.